Welcome back to the SMT YouTube channel. This is pretty crazy. Huge mega lawsuit. That's probably, I would say, the worst possible scenario for Charter. You guys know the company Spectrum. They sell mobile services, they sell home and business broadband, and they've been in shambles, and now they're going to get sued. At least there's a class action lawsuit that's being filed by shareholders for what they believe to be some misleading comments that really hurt things financially. Anyways, here's a breakdown of the story. It's from Jericho Casper at the broadbandbreakfast.com website. I'll link that for you guys so you can check out more details. But here's like the main points. The lawsuit, the class action, claims that Charter made misleading statements about its financial health after the expiration of the ACP program. If you guys remember ACP, it was basically a broadband subsidy for low-income households, right? So for people that qualified for the discount, they would receive it. And I remember vividly when asked about the ACP termination, funding running out, the questions from investors and shareholders about how that would impact the company. They said it wasn't material, it wasn't a big deal, like that sort of thing was the basic premise. But apparently, Charter being the largest ACP provider, I think they had over 5 million customers using the subsidy. When the program ended back in June of last year, there may have been some things that were not true, or Charter not being completely transparent. Charter lost a lot of subscribers last quarter. They've been losing customers for several quarters, so that's not really new. But this entire time, since dating back to the ACP kind of ending, well, at least there's no funding for it, which means those customers basically are voluntary disconnects, right? Because they don't have the subsidy anymore, they can't afford to pay their bill. They basically just discontinue using the service. It looks like Charter executives attributed some of the losses to ACP-related disconnects, what's referred to as the non-pay rate, those types of customers. I don't really know how this is going to end well for Charter, because if this goes, it's going to go to a court, and I'm sure Charter is going to fight it. But with a lawsuit as high profile as this, a company as big as theirs, I mean, you're probably looking at some sort of a settlement at some point, you know what I mean? But it's still going to be very costly. I don't know how this is going to play out, settlement or loss, but I do know that a $9 billion stock drop is pretty big for a telco provider, which, you're talking about very consistent expected returns on investment, right? They pay a dividend. The stock was a high flyer during COVID, all those kind of things. But I mean, it's been nothing but losses. And you're talking about a stock that, has dropped like 20% in one day the last time it reported earnings. Investors are, any investor recently within the last few years is in the red on this stock. You know what I mean? So they're pissed, and they're probably trying to recoup some of that money. I don't know how this is going to end, but things aren't looking good for Charter Spectrum. On top of all their losses, now a lawsuit. Not good. Let me know what you guys think about this. Drop me your comments, questions, and concerns. Like, share, subscribe. Check out some more videos. We'll see you guys soon on the next one.